So in today's video, we're gonna be changing out a Pentair pool pump motor. This one over here is gone out, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna end up changing the motor. We're not gonna change the pump part. We're just gonna change this motor out and get this pool water back flowing like it should. So first step, we're going to take this clamp off. It's going to disconnect the pump from the motor. Pretty easy. Now it should just pull right off. On this back plate here, there's one screw in the middle. Once you take that off, you can get to the wiring, and obviously make sure your power's off first. It's just got a couple power wires. This is 120 volts here. One is neutral, one is hot, and then we have a ground wire on there. Disconnect the whip. Alright, now that we got it free, we're going to take the rest of the pump off of the motor. And you know, this step is a good part where you might want to take some pictures just to remind yourself how it went on, because it's going to go, or how you took it off, because it's going to go back on the same exact way. So every piece, you know, make sure the screws are lined up the same exact way. Oh, see, this impeller actually has some stuff stuck in there. Probably partly why the motor went out. Look at that. Now, this screw that's holding the impeller on, this is an important one. This is reverse thread, so keep that in mind. You don't want to sit there trying to take it off and using all kinds of tools thinking that you're not, you know, strong enough or something when it's reverse thread. You're going to end up stripping the top of that screw off. And then to get the impeller off, just hold the tip of the shaft from the back and just spin it off. This one I could spin off by hand. Most of them will. And yeah, this one's in good shape. Sometimes you want to just double check over your parts and make sure there's no cracks or breaks in them, but that impeller there was good. Then on the back here, we just had these 4 bolts, and yeah, it's almost it. You know, like I said, everything is going back in reverse, so keep in mind each place, like the pattern of the bolts and where each part lines up. That's real important. Otherwise, this is an easy change out. Anybody can do this. If you have a little bit of mechanical handyman skills, any homeowner can do this themselves and save a bunch of money. So yeah, you can see how things are kind of wore out. That motor was about 8 years old. The new one here is the exact model of the old one, so it matches up perfect. Now there's some seals. That's the other thing. When you buy a new motor, you want to buy the seal kit, which you'll be able to see here in a second. I'm opening it now, but anyway, there's new seals and O-rings and everything. There it is there. But keep in mind the placement of those seals and how they went in. If you put them in wrong, it's gonna leak. So, alright. And it does come with some grease too for the fittings, which I put on there. Line it back up. Just kind of hand tight the bolts in. I'll see if you guys notice the mistake I made here. So I get this impeller on, and I didn't realize it till after I installed this thing, but I left out that reverse threaded bolt when I first installed it. Now it might have ran for a while without it, but yeah, it should, right here is where I should have put it on. And that's it right there. I realized this at the very end and had to redo it. It's a pretty simple change out. Yeah, I got everything lined up. The housing here, right around there, yeah, it has a O-ring that I greased up and put the brand new one on. The old one was tore up, and even if they don't show signs of being like that, go ahead and just put a new kit on there. Put new O-rings and stuff. Get this back wired up, put the whip connections, yeah, so I'm just wiring this thing back up. Connect your power wires, connect the ground. This has 2 ground connections. So an important step here is just making sure you get that ring seated on the bottom properly. And then you're going to feed that through and get that fitting back on and tighten it up. I usually go hand tight as far as I can get it, and then I'll take some pliers and tighten it up the rest of the way. I'm gonna turn this water on and get this thing primed up. I've got my valves for the main drain and the skimmer closed right now. Once it fills up, I'll open them up. What I'm doing here is just, I'm gonna sit here and wait until all the air bubbles come out. Tighten it up. She should be good to go. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, smash that thumbs up, like and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.